Okay, so this is, there we go. This is check problem 7 from chapter 3 of Ross Corporate Finance. This is a good problem because it requires you to use the DuPont equation to solve the problem. But we'll talk about that as we move forward. But we assume the following ratios are constant. What's sustainable growth rate? We're given total asset turnover is 2.65, profit margin 5.7%, equity multiplier 1.6, and then payout ratio is 70%. Well, that tells us that the plowback ratio, which is designated as B, is 30%. Because you're either paying out, this is how the breakdown, this is telling you where net income goes. So it's either going to dividends or back into the company. So in this case, 30% is going back into the company. So sustainable growth rate is ROE times or multiplied by the plowback ratio divided by 1 minus ROE times the plowback ratio. So we don't know ROE, but it just so happens that in the DuPont equation, ROE is equal to profit margin multiplied by total asset turnover multiplied by the equity multiplier. So that is 5.7 times 2.65 times 1.6, which equals 24.17%. So we have to convert the 24.17 to a decimal, but it's 0.2417 times the plowback ratio, or 0.3, divided by 1 minus 0.2417 times 0.3, and what did I get there? 0.0782 or 7.82%. I can also calculate the internal growth rate. Internal growth rate, the only difference is we switch out ROA for ROE. You use ROA instead of ROE. It's a better way to say that. The ROA times the plowback ratio divided by 1 minus ROA times the plowback ratio. So our ROA in the DuPont equation is just profit margin times total asset turnover. ROA, so 5.7 times 2.65 equals 15.11. So then when we use that, convert it to a decimal, 0.1511 times 0.3 divided by 1 minus 0.1511 times 0.3, and we get 0.0475. You might work through these numbers and get slightly different numbers. That's probably most likely due to calculator rounding, so that's 4.75%.